Hello everybody. In today's video I'll be talking about difference between a wise person and a knowledgeable person. So you might have heard and seen people talk a way lot about a particular topic, things that they know in depth about. So how will you distinguish when you know a person, when you get to interact with a person for the first time? How will you know whether a person has knowledge, which is, I would say, knowledge as a my interpretation would be knowledge is like data that you have, data, information, facts about something, a collection of information about something, and the interpretation of your same. So that I would call as knowledge. While wisdom is something that you are constantly questioning the knowledge that you're having and then concluding that this might be wrong, this might be right. So wisdom, I would say that it's more in-depth study of the knowledge that you're already having. Right. Um, right. So, how will you distinguish whether when you see a person for the first time, how would you know that the person, whatever the information he is saying, he or she is saying, is that his or her interpretation of that information, or is that just the repetition that he has heard this somewhere or listened to it? He has taken the information from somewhere else and just delivering that information in front of you. Right. So how will you distinguish between a knowledgeable person and the person who has wisdom? Right. So if I say, um, okay. So if I say, you might have got the students who are watching this, you might have seen people educating on a particular topic. They are teaching something. It might be for the NEET examination or for UPSC. So those people, they teach about UPSC, how to crack UPSC, how to crack NEET examination, all of these examination, but they haven't actually attempted the same. They teach that in 1 hour you can do all these questions, and if you follow these strategies you can be a good person and you can actually crack those examination. I would call them a knowledgeable person. They have the knowledge and they know how to deliver the knowledge. But at the same time, how will I get to know if a person has wisdom or not? I would equate wisdom with experience. I would say a person who is wise enough, he would not state the things from the textbook or from the data or presented that this question might be difficult, this is easy, based on the facts or figures or the chances of probability of that happening. I would say that a wise person would be someone who would be actually seeing the situation right in front of them, and then they might say that yes, so this question might come in the examination, the probability is high because this question has something to do with the present, or recent. So that is what I would call as wisdom. This is one of the example and I can be completely wrong. I'm ready to listen to the suggestions by all of you. Right. So that's why I value those people who constantly fail, because when they fail multiple times, they know how to deal with this situation. Just that they do not have the right path to actually succeed, but they have seen all those circumstances not to fail. Um, what all things that they can do actually, but that would not lead another person to fail. So my question to all of you is, when you reach or when you meet that kind of a person, what will you ask? Will you ask the ways to succeed or the ways to not fail? Because if you get the choice only to make the choice between these two options, you cannot choose both. Will you ask, how will I succeed? Because if you ask the wise person how to succeed, then you might not know the chances of where you can go wrong, and that might lead to failure. Or would you ask the ways to actually not fail, but you might not get the idea of how you will win? Right. So what question will you ask this person? Yeah. If you're meeting me for the first time, you can subscribe to my channel and like my channel only if you yourself take this decision of subscribing and not forced. Right? Bye.